Well, for more on this, we are joined from Denver in the US via Skype by Nader Hashemi, Director of the Center for Middle East Studies at the University of Denver, the author of The Syria Dilemma. Mr. Hashemi, always good to have you with us on Al Jazeera. Thank you for joining us. Firstly, just how concerning is the use of these bombs anywhere in Syria, but let alone in Aleppo City, which we're seeing now?
Well, there's a reason for why there is a UN ban on these type of incendiary weapons in civilian populated areas because of the toll that they take on human life. And the fact that Russia and Assad have been using these weapons in these areas of Aleppo is a cause for huge concern because of the devastating toll they take on civilian life. So this is something to be concerned of, but of course one has to put it in the context of the larger Russian policy toward Syria, which has been trying to advance its position, support the Assad regime using war crimes and in some cases crimes against humanity.
There does seem to be some confusion over whether it's Russian or Syrian government jets that are dropping them. Does it matter who it is?
Well, ultimately, from the perspective of the civilians who are suffering, no, it really doesn't matter. But from the perspective of the international community, it absolutely does. Number one, there's the question of international law that's being violated. But number two, let's not forget that Russia is one of the key elements of the international community's approach to trying to diplomatically resolve the conflict in Syria. And here we see it openly defying its own stated commitments in terms of the banning of these weapons, openly violating the ceasefire, openly sort of backing a regime that is responsible for approximately 500,000 deaths over the last 5 years. So this is a cause for deep concern. It sort of suggests what many people sort of know, that Russia is not seriously interested in a diplomatic or just settlement of this conflict. It's interested in advancing its own position, and it's going to continue to do that in the absence of anyone in the international community that's willing to stand up to the Russian position.
Well, can we expect any reaction from the international community, from international bodies to what's happening now in Aleppo with the use of these banned weapons?
Well, the UN Human Rights Council might issue a condemnation of Russia's policy with respect to these incendiary weapons. If this comes before the UN Security Council, Russia will veto the resolution. So no, nothing will happen of substance to ban these weapons and to ban the broader human suffering that's been taking place in Syria unless someone in the international community is willing to stand up and seriously challenge the Russian position and the Iranian position. What's happening right now, I suspect, with these incendiary weapons is that it's a prelude to an attempt by Russia, Iran, and Assad to overtake the entire city of Aleppo. That's, I think, the game plan here, and I think this is a prelude of worse human suffering to come for the citizens of Aleppo.
Nader Hashemi, Director of the Center for Middle East Studies at the University of Denver, joining us from Denver there. Thank you, as always, for your time. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.